Welcome guys to Stods Drone Live feed for Saturday the 5th of December 2020, and today we're coming to you live from a different location than normal. So normally the videos are coming from around the home area, or you know locations that are pretty close to home, but today me and Els decided to take a trip down to Bells Beach on the coast. If anyone doesn't know, Bells Beach is about 130 kilometers from home. It's about an hour and 35 minutes drive. We sort of took a bit of a risk today. We thought we'd head out there. Sort of looked a bit overcast here. Wind was going to pick up, and obviously normally when you go on to any sort of coastal location or beach, generally with the ocean there, you generally have a lot of wind and sort of cool temperatures. But today was actually surprising. There was actually really no wind. It was spitting with rain, so we didn't really have a lot of time. But we got to get a flight in and get to visit a beautiful location. Sort of places around Bells Beach. You got Torquay, which is about 7.5 kilometers away, about 10-minute drive. And then a little bit further along, which is going to be one of our stop-offs over this coming Christmas break, is Lawn. It's about 40 kilometers away, so about 43 minutes. But the drive on the Great Ocean Road to Lawn has got some of the best sort of scenery you can find, and a beautiful drive, all the winding turns, and yeah, you can have a lot of fun there. But just thought I'd try to get some different shots today. I've got to start practicing sort of putting it into sport mode and flying really low, and then getting the confidence to come up and go close to objects, because when the sport mode is on, all the sensors and crash sensors, they're all turned off, so you've got to fly this. So from what I've read, to get some good shots, really got to fly close to the line and close to objects and through archways and stuff to get some really good shots. But we'll sort of practice as we go along. But definitely also played around with the ISO and which is basically the amount of light that you're letting for each shot, and you'll see it sort of flick on and off from auto to manual mode. I've just been playing around with some of the settings, just to, obviously it was a bit of a dreary day, so I was trying to get some more light in on the actual video. We're also running today 4K obviously, but we've dropped it down to 24 frames per second, which should give us a bit more clarity and sort of, really pick up everything. I was sort of reading a guide, and apparently 30 frames per second just gives you TV sort of quality, whereas if you chuck it down to 24, it really picks up, to fine details of what you're filming. But yeah, that's beautiful. I was just trying to fly it side and sort of pan whilst flying. 2x digital zoom I don't think works here, because normally when I'm around home, I'm flying about 60-70 meters in the air, so the zoom's required to get good shots, whereas here I was only flying quite low, so the digital zoom just zooms too far into the rock, and you don't get a good shot. So most of this is shot at normal rate with no zoom, but yeah, come out really good. But a few other things with Bells Beach. It's one of the most famous beaches in Australia. It's gained international fame for being a location of the annual Rip Curl Pro event, which is nearly 60 years old, the longest running event of the World Surf League World Championship Tour. And another thing, guys, which, to be honest, I didn't even fucking know this, but apparently the famous 1991 film Point Break, which I've told friends that have come to the UK many times that, this is the famous beach where, Point Break was shot. I remember when we come here 5 years ago, I was sort of, talking to our guests from England, and I was just like, yeah, this is the beach, and I kept looking at it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's there, and I just attributed it to not seeing the film for a long time, I was like, I think it's here, and just didn't really recognize anything. Well, before today's recording, I looked it up, and apparently Point Break was never actually filmed at Bells Beach in Australia. The film's set and says it's in Bells Beach, but it was actually filmed in Indian Beach in Ecola State Park, which is in Cannon Beach, Oregon, so in the United States. So that was a bit of a shock. I didn't even know that. So yeah, there we go. We can't claim that one. And that'll be why I didn't recognise the locations from the film. So yeah, some beautiful shots here with the waves coming in. I think I'll go a little bit lower shortly just to try to go down and then just fire up at the last minute. But some beautiful scenery here. There's Ellie down there. She was playing around with her phone trying to get some shots of the waves coming in. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be windy as fuck, but there was nothing there today. But we only had 10 minutes on today's flight, purely because it started raining, and I don't have the wet skin protection, which you need to have if you want to fly and get some good shots in the rain, thunderstorms and whatnot. You can do it, but there's a new sort of wetsuit type skin that you can get, which sort of fully covers all the sensors, so it doesn't damage your drone. But yeah, that is beautiful. I would have normally gone up a little bit higher today, but I'll show you in a minute, because we're actually down on the beach. Obviously line of sight, if you go too high and up over the cliffs and whatnot, you haven't got a direct line of sight with obviously a cliff in the way. So I think next time we'll try to launch it from one of the viewing points. But if you can see, there's Ali there near the water to the right, just down below us, and I'm to the far left. You've got the two people walking up, and then me, I'm on the left, so obviously a bit low to fly too high up. So I was just concentrating on the lower shots, and then coming up through the rock face and panning. And yes, that's the bloody stairs we had to walk up to get back up. It's always better coming down to this place, but walking back up, especially if you've been running about and whatnot, is a bit of a pain in the ass, I must admit. There's ours getting wet. Whee! Oh, look at that, that's fantastic. Yeah, I should have chucked it into sport mode here. I need to learn to chuck it into sport mode and fly it really low. See, I just changed it back to auto on the actual, you can see it went a bit white, or I had it on auto and chucked it back. Sort of lets a bit more light in on the shot, and sort of, obviously this is quite a dreary day, so I need to let a bit more light into the shot. I think that's it really. There wasn't a long flight today. It was only about 10 minutes today. Weather was 24 degrees at the time, with slight showers, but we got a sort of bit of a window where we It didn't have no rain, but yeah, as I was going to go through and do another passover, but I started seeing the spots of rain on the phone, so I thought, all right, best call it a day. But I think that's the next purchase. I'm going to get one of those wetsuits, so when it does rain, we can continue getting some good shots. So I reckon that during a thunderstorm, sort of heavy rain, that'd actually be you get some pretty good shots there as well. As long as the wind is down, um, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, guys, that's it for Stods Drone Live today. Try to get another flight in tomorrow, depending on the weather. But have fun and speak to you later. Stods out.